So welcome to another vlog where we're talking about batteries and EVs and everything around it. As you know, if you are an OG of this channel, very early on, you know that we talked about Tesla stock, and the Tesla stock went 12x since we talked about it. Another big stock that we talked about it was Virgin Galactic, which did just 60% in just the first couple of months of this year. Let's say it this way, we are doing pretty well. So make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done yet to not miss any other stocks. And today we will talk about exactly this industry. And before we diving into today's stock, which all information you can find into the link into the description and comment section, we need to talk about the EV market. Is it a little bit hot? Absolutely, all right? Is the valuation of the one or the other company a little bit inflated? Abso-freaking-lutely, all right? But there is something more interesting. While we know that the electrification of transport is the future because better, faster, less maintenance, self-driving, digital, and so on and so forth, there is some components that every car manufacturer will need. And not only they need it now, they need it more and more and more, because while Tesla is producing more and more cars, there's also the traditional car manufacturers that are, going into the electrification of cars and just, rolling out those numbers that Tesla is doing over the next couple of years. And what is important that the car industry really needs is raw materials, okay, for batteries. And there is a specific one called Cobalt. And Cobalt is very important because Cobalt is reacting in the battery as a stabilizer, okay? Gives the other metals inside, a little bit of flexity to make, the movements that the battery inside are doing by charging, recharging, outputting the energy for the car. And it's a very, very interesting process. So this kind of materials plus silver is also very important. So also silver is quite interesting because the silver prices just got a huge run, because usually the silver price is following the gold price, but it hasn't over the last couple of months and years. And that's why we had this recent short squeeze in prices of silver going up. So what's happening if everybody wants to get hands on cobalt and silver? Yes, those companies that are working exactly in the space are benefiting. And let's talk about today's company, which does exactly that. And for that, we are going into the link that you will find below and looking into it together. So the stock that we are talking about today is Canada Silver Cobalt Works Inc. Okay, and you can find those informations obviously in this article, but make sure, guys, make your own research. My videos are never financial advice, and this is a sponsored video, so this is never an advice to buy or sell a stock, but get an idea if this is something that is applying to your investment horizon. This may be a company that you want to be in the nice industry, definitely growing. And let's have a look what this article has as highlights why you could consider this company. For example, the research of MIT, which is one of the most successful universities in technologies. Well, this guys, whoever is from MIT, is very, very knowledgeable, and this research is quite interesting because they are on the very edge of technology always. So make sure to understand that. Claims there's not enough abilities to sufficiently mine and process cobalt to meet demand. We currently, I don't know if you know about it, but we currently see shortage in semiconductors, in chips, okay? That's why many manufacturing, even Tesla had to shut down a couple of days, and something similar could happen with raw materials like cobalt or silver if there will be not enough. And what happened with prices? Then obviously they go up, right? So this would be obviously a positive factor for this company. And moreover, Canada Silver Cobalt Works reportedly has plans to be a Northern Ontario supplier of materials for EV companies. The company recently announced that its first stage pilot plants of this cobalt extraction technology will be built by SGS Canada, okay? So they did already some pilot mining to get the raw material to show, you know, okay, this is the areas where we will do the mining and so on. So it's very, very interesting how far the concept is already, and the company is already working on permissions. So it's definitely a worth now to look into the stock of this company right now. So let's dive into Canada Silver Cobalt Works Inc. Yeah, the company that has approximately a market cap as of this recording of 61 million Canadian dollars, guys. And as it is a penny stock, because penny stocks are defined by stocks that are under $5, you can see here that the volume is obviously not that high, and the average volume is about 500,000 stocks per day. And this gives us two opportunities, okay? So first one is obviously if the volume picks up on those stocks, then, you know, usually the stock can go on higher levels. And on the other side, you know, as it is so early, you can be on an interesting path here to have great gains. However, penny stocks are very volatile, or can be very volatile, and therefore make sure to understand this. As you can see here, the 52-week range was from 25 Canadian dollar cents to 77. So you could easily triple your money, but you also could halve it. Yeah, so make sure to understand all the implications when dealing with penny stocks. So let's have a look. So over the last year, the chart is pretty much flat, all right? So those charts are usually having breakouts through news, through achieving of milestones. In this case of mining companies, it's also very important to see, okay, what is their development into new mining areas? What is the news? So you have to be very, very closely watching because you never know when news coming out, right? And news can easily affect this kind of stocks very heavily in the one or the other direction. But here you can see, for example, let's go back to March 16th, which was around the health crisis time. So since then, you know, we were about 31 Canadian dollar cents and went up to 65 on August already, and since then we pretty good stable hold these levels. Obviously, you know, there was like a, let's say, 15% downturn here, but otherwise, you know, the company was pretty stable here, as you can see. And here you can also see the gain from 40 Canadian dollar cents to 50 dollar Canadian cents in just a couple of a week, okay, couple of days here. So it can go quite fast. So with that said, let's dive into the conclusion of today's vlog. So in the conclusion of this video, I would like to emphasize that the EV market is the future. We saw it very, very early here on the channel, and we broadcasted this very, very early and very intensively with Tesla, and I think it will be taking a little bit more time for the general public to catch up on this. But when they do, okay, then you will see another run on those stocks, because this is just the future, how everything will go, okay? And not only EVs, EV is like a big part, yes, but think about how companies like Tesla or other futuristic energy storage companies will act on our power grid, which will be the next big thing, where many, many batteries are needed, where many, many cobalt and silver is needed as well. So this is just a small appetite that we are seeing now in demand, and more will be there. So the challenge over the next couple of years will not be how to get, you know, more EVs built, how to get enough raw materials to build all of these future plans. So let it sink. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I see you obviously tomorrow.